first of all, I think it's very important to stress that what we are giving in Europe is an authorization, whereas both the UK decision is a authorization for temporary use of an unlicensed vaccine. The US is an emergency use authorization, which is also classified as unlicensed. We will be giving an authorization, a conditional marketing authorization. We've scheduled the extraordinary meeting on the 29th of December as the anticipated date. It could be earlier, it could be later, because there could be still back and forth between the company as to issues we want to clarify, or if we feel that there isn't sufficient data to allow us to give a conditional marketing authorization at this time. Actually, normally we wouldn't make this information public, the timing of the meeting. We did this because there's been such increased interest in the process, and in a way to anticipate numerous queries both from the public and press, we decided to go out publicly with this information. And I have to also say that we were finding that some of the confidential data was being leaked, so we thought it to be proactive. If there is a change, we will. If there is a change, we will announce it publicly as well. The committee will have had a chance to look at the reports. They will have some additional questions. They may ask the company to come in for what we call an oral explanation for additional clarifications or requests for data, but it will not be a public meeting, but we will announce immediately after the meeting what the outcome has been. We also publish a public assessment report. We will publish a very short summary for the public within a couple of hours after the meeting, and we will publish the full assessment report within the next week or so. And that will give the basis for the approval. It will give the scientific debate. The date is normally, the date of such a meeting is normally the date at which we come to the final opinion. So we give a scientific opinion. This is then translated into a decision that is valid across all EU 27 EU member states now. So there will be no additional review by the member states. I mean, I think we need to consider all these vaccines as new vaccines, and we need to pay heightened attention to how they perform once they are deployed in a mass vaccination situation. So we put in place a number of additional measures to ensure the safety, to ensure heightened safety monitoring. We require the company to prepare a risk management plan and then to comply with that risk management plan. Normally, we would expect the companies to review the safety data on a 6-monthly basis. We're asking them now to review on a monthly basis. Today, we have a pharmacovigilance and risk assessment committee whose mandate it is to review emerging signals and to assess the causality and potential relationship with the vaccine. So we look at underlying baseline information on the incidence of such an event in the general population. We look at any comorbidities. We look at whether they were taking any other additional medication at the time. We would expect to be very agile and to be able to react to convene the committee, at least remotely, or convene experts immediately to look at at the event and the implications. I think this is the million-dollar question, you know, while we all have great hope that this is the solution, we're still we don't think it's going to be the silver bullet. We think there will be a combination of measures needed for some time. We will need to know more about the duration of protection of the vaccine. I think the first of all is look at the data. We have large data sets. We actually have larger data sets for these vaccines than we would have for other innovative vaccines. So we've got between, I think the lowest number is 30,000 subjects in clinical trials. We have got a very good data set, so not just on efficacy, but also on safety. There's been a 6-week follow-up at least on all the patients in the trials, and one of our requirements will be to have at least 1 year follow-up on all of the patients in trials as well. So in terms of cutting corners, I would say absolutely not. I'm concerned about the risk of falsified vaccines because already we're seeing alerts from Europol that vaccines are being offered on the black market. If you look at the number in phase 2B, phase 3, it's more than 10. I mean, realistically, if they get to that stage, I think the success rate tends to be in the 80 to 90%. So it is quite possible that we would have multiple vaccines by the end of the year. We feel a huge responsibility, and we feel a huge responsibility to the European population, a huge responsibility to get this right, to make sure that what we deliver in terms of a scientific opinion is robust, reliable, and will meet the needs of our population.